Update on, pardon that light, pardon my light. Woo! Dangerous, huh? This is what happened. I came up with it, but I couldn't pinpoint it this accurately. Um, the powers that be, say like the ones that unleashed the agent or the compound, that would eventually really we see that there's been a lot of deaths, and then there's been um, speculation about time release and or just slow but sure deterioration. Of course, the heavy metals aren't good for the brains. It's causing Alzheimer's, and there's a condition that's caused in the body that sends the entire immune system and more, really, it depends on that compound. But in general, the vaxes will send your body into alarm and overstimulation. It's a agitation that it's not quiet, so it's not really safe. It's not feeling good. There's something, right? If you can imagine, it's like maybe it's just not very not able to keep a high vibrational frequency, but doesn't even know about that. See, the thing is, this is what I wanted to talk about is that this is why that I know for sure that that was benevolence that released that kind of thing, especially the announcement and then insisting to put masks on everybody's face. See, it could only be benevolence from here on out that is going to be trying to create something that will manufacture a pushback against something else. See, we can't see any of these forces that unless we call it out in ourselves and we look at each other and say, well, what team are you on, right? I mean, kind of thing. Otherwise, what runs the TV set and the political parties and the original stuff that they feed us, religions, the thing that is educating people now. And so, or forever in a day, really, which is just, it's hardly 120 years that we can recall. And they can change everything. People aren't even fucking thinking about that. So, what dawns on me is that, see, I'm feeling now, it's happened before where I thought, good God, look at what is going on. This can't keep frothing up. It's the worst it's ever been. What I'm talking about is the summer before the C-19 announcement. It was a hideous, I mean, there was like 95 bands out in the forest. You can hear them. And you can also see the, the viewers or the audiences or the people that are doing this, I guess. Um, some of them were carrying goats on leashes, but they were like, apparently they were just doing a satanic thing. There were satanic trucks driving around, and you could see them. And I practically ran them down. I did. I got right on their fucking ass. They pulled over, and I flipped them off or something. It was just like, why would you drive around with a satanic emblem on your truck unless you want to be a target for benevolence to say, nah, get out of here, parrot fucking sight and fucking noise making fucking nuisance and a fucking misfitted fucking shit. So, but see, it was, that was happening, and I was so miserable. I was like, why is this? What is going on? Because I can play music but it was just so crowded with music. It's like, who cares? You're gonna bring sand to the beach? What is fucking, who cares? Do something different and don't play music. That's what I've kind of been doing. But getting back to that, how the frequency got so horrible. But then wintertime came and it shut up with the first snows and stuff, and I was like, oh, that's why I love wintertime. It just shut up, that all that stuff. But really, something happened this year where a barking dog continued throughout the whole winter, and it's like, this has never happened. I'm telling you, this is not just not only not happened in my lifetime, 35 years that I've been here, but not in, therefore, it's my family that has never seen this kind of thing, where there's a big barking dog all throughout the night at all hours in the morning. It is just profuse, and I'm now right now I'm thinking, who paid these people to come up here and disrupt the peace, and also who are the people around it who are just going, they don't hear it? And we never allowed that up here. We first of all we're looking at the dog, going, why is it being left out in the cold? Or it's barking because it needs people, and the people are just assholes. I had a dog for a long time, and it never did that. It won't do that. It can't do that. I don't not neglecting it like that. Not really. No. Boy, they picked on me when it got old and skinny, and then they it's like fucking stupid assholes. A disgrace. Back to all of the noise that was like, I was like, oh God, please. And then the wintertime came, and then I was dreading it. I was like, oh God, the winter is clearing up, and what if it turns into what's going to happen? And I was so like, ah. And then I was carrying on with my life too, though. I was making money, and things were reorientating very interestingly. I met very interesting people, and I met some people that I think that we were supposed to hook up, but they weren't ready. I'm not ready. There's something was going to go on, the C-19 thing, and then the C-19 thing was announced, and all of that noise. It was in the beginning of spring. It was so quiet. It was so beautiful. It was so lovely. And guess what? I think it's going to happen again, because I'm feeling the same way. It's like, but it's a different. It's not that there isn't music in the air. Like there isn't that this thing that's going on where it's gonna really rock and roll, man. Kind of shut up on a microcosmic level, really put masks on everybody. It was like, thank God. Really, in a lot of ways, and a lot of people can look back and agree on it, right? Even the environment got restored. They're picking on people. Let's look at though what I think it's like. It's going to happen again. It's not that kind of ruckus. It's a different kind of ruckus. Um, it has to do with the financial institution and what kind of programming that they have created there. And so, if you can use your imagination, um, yeah, no, it's gotten pretty bad. There's microcosm climatic symptoms of people playing power tripping, right? Because their particular setup, say if they got an education or they did a career for a long time, see, all that incubates, and everybody knows, is the just I win, you lose mentality. And all they can do as, say, a person. See, do they set themselves aside and say, like my grandma who said, I was a teacher once and we don't power trip about that, and now I'm doing that, and we don't power trip about anything. But there, see, my point is there's a lot of that in the air right now, and it's it's sickening. It's like, what's gonna break this up? My 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 theory is that only benevolence can and will, in the form of a massive disruption that's not going to be different. It's going to be different. It's going to be in the form of, what do you really value here? What's really valuable? People will have to learn, like literally, I think we'll see. I mean, I don't know, but some people are literally, we are, see, now let me talk about this. I talk about the split, and then how there's perhaps there's two sides, right? We talk about that. There's the human and the binary, just the mental processor that's just functioning with not a heart. It's doing a program. It's like, and it's going cha-ching, win. It's like, would you please stop? There's fucking human life here. Anyway, um, doesn't really fill in all of the blanks. It can't be really that reliable when it's a real situation to be real. Everybody knows that. So another point I'm trying to make is, yeah, we went through just how it's culminating that there is a racket, but it's not in the form of bands and people walking around with goats and trucks with satanic emblems. It's now that control freak racket where, okay, so if you can imagine, There's people that are holding their money in such a way, their careers, their lifestyle, that everybody knows this, that the narcissist is really big on their education. They hide behind it, and really who's right behind it is a very, very mean and cold and just, there isn't really anybody there. Basically, they're miserable because there isn't anything of value there. They are self-loathing. They hate themselves. And I say that there's a cure for that, but let's just go along with it. See, this is incubated up, right? Money is kind of, there isn't any way that you can't end up like this, especially after how long. See, and it might be happening. See, this is what's kind of vibrating in the air that needs to change. It needs to be busted up. Because, well, it's disgusting, it's a holdup, it's a snag, it's the power tripping, some people are thinking they can match the narcissist in their competition of I win, you lose. And the truth is, you can't. You have to turn your back and form some other energetic support. And well, we're in the middle of that kind of split thing. See, but now I want to really talk about um, how it's just it's just the way that the nature of that business is money making. It's not really necessarily joy oriented. See, I'm saying in general, see, my grandma would not be a certain way with that. Some people are not even money hungry at all. They think, there's only so much I need, and then so we can get around it, and don't ever stick people with it. Don't think you're gonna get a deal from people. Stop being a fucking penny pinching. Well, I mean, there is an actual faction of people that was agree to say, yeah, no, that they can only think of that, and it was hideous because, right? This is, if you're watching this and you are part of the 300 and some odd 75 subscribers, that's why you're watching this, is you're interested in that subject matter, and they have that, and there's other people that don't really have that. They're like, yeah, that's the obvious, get over it, there's money, and who are you? You're not even a nice person. And they are full of there's so much that is found as a foundation and organization on these do-goody two-shoe money-making people that right below the surface, right? I mean, here we go again. So, but see, now this is really, I think it's reverberating in the air. I think it's reverberating, and something, now I say something of benevolence, who has had enough. They are sick and tired of it. Now, what are they gonna do? I say that benevolence on this plane, who has had enough, who is very, very intelligent and patient, they have mega weaponry. And they can easily say, enough's enough. You people need more stress all around the board, especially you fucking power trippers that can't seem to snap out of it and get real and recognize, like, okay, so there's one side that says there's a humanitarian crisis. In fact, it could be always that there's just something you need to be aware of, and you need to be aware of it, and do not succumb to the side that creates an atmosphere of scarcity, and it's just not gonna it's gonna make up a reason why it can't show up with its resources, and it's just power tripping because it's miserable and it's plugging in on misery. That's the whole thing. Pardon me, I have something in the oven. So, see, I'm trying to get a real. See, now this is really, I think it's the full moon madness. We're kind of coming off of that, and um, but what I think really, I I see. I'm just gonna dare put this up, and I'm realizing that I'm putting some videos up, and if you can see right now, see, I already put some videos up that talked about we need to get into the courthouse, specify, make them tell us prove to us how that a word is the truth, unless it's not the truth about words, and then let's look at the truth of words. They will be right with us. And so then it would change that they don't start out with, well, you promise to tell the truth, and hold the truth. It's like, no, that's impossible. So who drags us in here irresponsibly like this, and they can't settle their shit out of this thing? They don't have their own intelligence on, and who is so incoherent out here that they need this fucking sidetracking bunch of crap, and then what? Hang the truth up and fucking keep continuing on with it, blah blah. Thanks for listening. But one thing I want to clarify is how that there's that one faction which is naturally knowing that no, we're in a fucking crisis. Do you not notice how ridiculous this is feeling, and it's beginning to sound, and it's getting way out of hand that people don't even see that? Do you know you're running for absolutely something, a mirage? There's something really going on here that's masking and says, no, I'm going to keep going. And it's like, are you crazy? No, what you are is you need discipline. You need to know that you're hallucinating a life to be. You need to know that you're moving to a suggestion that's not even your idea. You need to know that maybe you don't have your mind of your own. You need to know that that's dangerous for the rest of us who are saying, you know what, I think we can do something better than create misery all around. See, this is the thing. This is the problem. That misery, this is what's being said. Satan loves it. There is a whole, and if it's embodied in people, see, they're power tripping. They're like, they don't even know. It's like, no, you don't hold people down like that and go, see, I'm up on top. She just couldn't, I made, you didn't. Because really it's like, well, but see, a lot of times they want something from them, right? They want their life force energy. That's actually giving them energy. Really, they're getting bound up, and it's like, this is the only energy I get. Me acting like me posing as the superior. And it's a power tripping, cheap, back to toddlers. Just, did you know that you did not grow up out of something? You have yet to graduate into something, and don't take it personally. See, most of the population is this way. It's a big racket of, and it's running like it's the steaming, fucking roaring thing that's just the world. And don't you have bills to pay? It's like, yeah, but it's not. Don't you have just some bills to pay? What is going on besides that? I mean, it looks like you're taking too many suggestions for one, and they tax you over that, and you go for that, and you think it's just like, would you stop? None of that shit did they say that you need to sign, and did you need to think that was even necessary? The thing we need to really straighten out, and it will be, and I hope so, like the car insurance or house insurance shit. Nobody should be paying in case you get in an accident. It's more like you pay in case you want a new car. You're getting car insurance. And so then it would be after a while, say, my system of actual car insurance. See, I know that I've paid well over $25,000. I'm 50 years old, starting to drive at 18, 19, and I've had paid into car insurance. If you look into a log, put it in a bucket and see, oh, look, she's paid this much and she doesn't have very many accidents. And look at her car. It's 25 years old. She needs a new car. Let's try not to make any sense here, people. Comment section down below. Do you have a little